So there's this guy. He's a billionaire CEO named Tilman Fertitta, and he's a restaurateur. He owns restaurants throughout the country. That's how he has accumulated his wealth. And so he's been hit by COVID-19. His businesses have been hit due to stay-at-home orders. But he just wants to let all of you know that you don't have to worry about the 45,000 employees who he has furloughed. He's actually done them a giant favor, and he's going to explain why in this next clip.
When the world shut down, Tilman, so did your businesses, from casinos to restaurants to the Rockets. How are you holding up?
I'm holding up pretty damn good, but I've got 45,000 employees out there that we've had to furlough. That is so tremendously unfortunate that we've got to get back to work as soon as we can. And these unemployment numbers of 16 million, and there's no telling what it's going to be next week, is what's so sad about this whole crisis.
How hard was that decision to lay off your employees?
You know, Brian, I went through the 87 crisis, the 2000, the 2008, and it's kind of something that you realize is you're doing your people a favor if you get them furloughed first, because they're the first to the unemployment line after the severance that you give them. And it's a trick that I learned many years ago, and that's why so many people are having a hard time now. But it's just unimaginable. We've all had to do little layoffs over the years, but to have to basically shut down your whole company, when you think about having amusement parks, aquariums, restaurants all over the world, a basketball team, casinos all over, and nothing is open. It's just, it's like a sci-fi movie that you would never believe.
So Cenk, he has done his employees a favor because they were among the first in the unemployment line. You know, he really helped them beat everyone else to the punch.
Yeah. You know, the part we cut off is in Kilmeade's intro is when Kilmeade said right before the sentence we showed you, I don't know anybody who's been hit harder than Tilman Fertitta. Okay. So, no. Here, I know a lot of people that's been hit harder. The 16 million unemployed. The guy still has $5 billion. And that's why he's like, I'm actually doing awesome, man. Right? Yeah,
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, because you got $5 billion left. I know a ton of people that have been hit harder. Okay, anyway, so my question is, why did he go on Fox in the first place? Because you go on TV with a point, especially if you're not a political person who normally goes on. You're this random business owner and you want to go on. You're going on to make a point. Well, the main point he wanted to make was, we got to get restarted. If you notice, he said, we got to reopen things. This is crazy. And he gets it. He understands why. But boy, we got to reopen. Now, again, later in the interview, he explained, even after laying off everyone, he's losing $2 million a day. And at this rate, he might run out of money in like 300 or 400 years. So, okay. No, but seriously, when he talked about losing $2 million a day, look, the businesses are hard hit. It's true. And you might have to lay off some people. That's also true. And it's heartbreaking. But he goes on Fox to talk about, let's hurry up and get this thing started again. And plus, the second thing he went on to do is, honestly, to brag about how quickly he fired his employees. Not a thing I'd brag about.
Right, exactly. And by the way, I'm glad you mentioned how he wants to open things back up, because he was one of the individuals who was downplaying COVID-19 even in early March. Now, remember, Trump finally took action in mid-March, and Trump didn't want to take action. But here's a video of Fertitta talking about how COVID-19 isn't really that big of a deal. We have nothing to worry about. Take a look.
Remember, we're just getting the coronavirus test out there now. We are going to find a lot more people that have this than we think have it. But what everybody needs to remember is this is not going to kill you unless you're most likely already a sickly person, and you just got to take care of yourself. There's no reason to panic, even when they announce that another 100,000 people have it, okay? More people, we're going to find out every day, have this, but we've got to go on about our lives. Okay, you're not going to die from this. You can take your rarest diseases that you get in America, and not as many people are going to die from the coronavirus as die from these.
So he's not afraid of the coronavirus, even though he should have been. And of course, he has a financial incentive in downplaying the pandemic and the virus. But one other thing that he actually is afraid of, and I just want to quickly go to the next video, is what he's about to describe in this next clip.
What's the one thing that worries you about our generation, the millennial generation?
Honestly, this is the truth. And I've been friends with all your last 4 or 5 presidents. And whoever was president, Democrat or Republican, never bothered me, because they all believed in capitalism and capitalists. And that is why our country is so great and everybody wants to come here. Let's be honest. Socialism scares the hell out of me, because you will shut people down like myself, who every day is building something, creating jobs, employing people. I am the great American dream. Anybody can do it if I can do it, because believe me, I am not the smartest guy in the room.
Well, that part I do.
Well, it is amazing how in that interview he said that socialism is what scares the hell out of him, when in the original clip that we showed you, he talked about how he did his employees a favor by furloughing them early enough so they can be first in the unemployment line. So unemployment insurance doesn't scare the hell out of him?
Unemployment insurance, correct me if I'm wrong, Anna, is provided by the government and considered socialist by some. When the government then says, hey, we're not going to let the free market take care of this, and if you don't have a job, you don't have a job, so what? No, we're going to step in.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships.
So when Mr.
You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all that, all you got to do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.
I know, it's amazing, right? Isn't it so because I mean, this is a virus that attacks your respiratory system. So is he saying that people with asthma, like, they're just sickly people? You have nothing to worry about. There are a lot of people in America with asthma and other respiratory issues.
How about old people? How about anybody? I mean, look at how flippant he is. He's like, I mean, it's just going to kill the sickly people. And you're going to let that prevent me from making a buck? What are you guys, socialists? That's the thing that scares me most of all. Not people dying, not death panels, not any of that. It's if I can't sell more hot dogs at the Rockets game. Okay, that's what scares me. And then I just want to get it right, Mr. Fertitta. So is it that you were unconcerned about coronavirus, or that you were prescient and you were so concerned about coronavirus that you immediately fired all of your staff? Which one is it?